Hell Rell, it's a pleasure to have you at Conduit Media. We are big fans of you. I grew up watching your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for pulling up. You know what I'm saying, to my platform.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
So, I know you did a lot of interviews, but I want to get into more your life story. You know what I'm saying? The beginning, the grassroots. So, when did you start rapping?
Like around 13, 14.
Okay, and what got you into rapping?
Actually, my big brother was a rapper, so I used to watch him and shit. He was dope.
Okay. So, what was his style of rap? Was it like boom bap?
He was lyrical. He was like one of them Eminem type guys.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Eminem. Okay.
I mean, before Eminem though, like, you know what I'm
So
saying?
how long was he rapping before you started?
Like 3, 4 years.
Okay.
They used to do the battle songs, ciphers, shit like that.
Okay. So let me take it back even more. So I see this you're from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Born and raised.
Facts.
Okay. What was your childhood like in the Bronx that shaped you to be the rapper that you became?
My roots is actually from Brooklyn. I'm originally from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah. I
What?
was born in Brooklyn.
Okay.
I was born in Brooklyn, Kings County Hospital. All my family from Brooklyn. My family, we got into a shelter, a house caught fire.
Okay.
Got into a shelter, and then we went to the Bronx. I was like 7 or 8 when I moved to the Bronx.
So you remember that?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember my house getting caught on fire, all my childhood pictures, my mother minks, all her clothes, all our shit, we lost everything.
Yeah, I didn't get on fire. That's crazy. This is rare.
I set the fire.
You set the fire?
Yeah, that shit crazy.
Oh man.
Yeah, I set the fire.
And you was
playing with matches, and the bed sheet caught on fire. Yeah, I set the whole crib on fire.
Sheesh.
My mom's wanted to fuck me up, but my pops wouldn't let her touch me.
Yeah. That's crazy. Damn, and you was 6 years old?
Nah, I was like 7, 8.
7.
Yeah, 6.
Okay, so you can remember that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So after that, you said you went to a shelter?
We went to a shelter after that.
Oh, damn. How long was you in the shelter?
Like 8, 9 months.
You remember that vividly?
Vividly.
So what was your thought process as a child and knowing that you chose this and now your whole family's in the shelter?
I was young. It was my mother, my brother, and my sister. I was young, you know what I'm saying? I just remember where we was at. And it was a shelter, but we was eating good. We still dressed fly, all that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so the Bronx. And you know, for those who don't know, hip-hop was started in the Bronx. So did you feel the wrath of hip-hop starting in the Bronx, you know, like the dope MCs? Like,
Yeah, hell yeah. The Roc and Bronx, that shit is like in your blood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You knew about, you know, all of the founding fathers, you know what I'm saying? And all of, you know, everybody that came before me and stuff like that. It's just, you just heard them names growing up.
So growing up, was it a different type of aura to know that you from the birthplace and you coming up in this space? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nigga couldn't tell me nothing about hip hop. I'm from the Bronx. I don't know for what borough was lit. Like, we knew we started it. We always had that energy.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? It was a real big gap. Like, once, you could say, Big Pun and them got on. Like, prior to that, after that, it was like no niggas from the Bronx until I came on. The Fred the Godson, the other people shit.
It was like a whole new era.
Yeah, so I kind of was the resurgence of a Bronx dude being lit because I was in an all Harlem group. You know what I'm saying?
And I was just about to ask that, considering that you was in a Harlem group, do people mistake you for being from Harlem all the time? Was that bother you? Does it get annoying? Or is it, you know, it's one?
It's right there. We were right across the bridge from you know what I'm saying? So
what was your childhood like at home, really?
it was cool. Like I said, my mom wasn't getting high, my pops was, so my mom's always kept the crib nice. Always had food, she always had a job, so, you know, I really didn't have to sell crack, but I did.
So you grew up with both your parents?
Nah, my pops was getting hot.
Oh, okay.
After the fire shit went left, he started getting hot. You feel me? And, you know, my mom's moved on.
Okay, I dig it. So, I know you said your brother was your influence. Now, who else was your influence coming from the Bronx?
Of course, KRS-One. That's a given. For me, Mobb Deep, Nas, Hov, Big.
Okay. And I was doing some homework and I seen something where it says you grew up with French Montana. Y'all was in the same rap group.
That was my guy. Yeah, we were in the same rap group.
Okay. So this is like what, teenage years?
Yeah, we was like 18, 19 together.
Sheesh.
16, right? Probably a little earlier than that.
So y'all really kind of came up together. Like, he's from your side of town?
Yeah.
Okay, who else is from your block or your area to be exact?
Oh man, just me. I'm from Weeks Avenue. Jim is from Weeks, so you know,
Okay.
through the new fan, you know. Jim is from Weeks, but at the end of the day, I'm from my neighborhood. Like that's my area, the Bronx.
Okay, so when did you really, we know you grew up in
Dice
the...
Peso from my neighborhood. Dice Peso is from.
Okay, shout out Dice Peso. Okay.
Dice like 5-6 blocks away from me.
Okay. When did you start really coming outside and becoming who you are?
As soon as I moved to Weeks Avenue.
Oh, damn. Oh, for it.
It's a fact.
Sheesh.
Bronx was active. You had to come outside and fight.
Yeah.
Who this new nigga on the block? Like back then, like through 90s was different.
Yeah. I can only imagine, especially jail and shit those days.
Yeah, nah, that shit was different.
Yeah.
Like this is no cameras. You had niggas walking around with Uzis on in 90-degree weather. You feel what I'm saying? No, that was something you commonly seen. You don't see that now.
Right.
But you'll see a nigga with a champion hoodie on and 90-degree weather, and he have a Uzi on. Looking to rob a nigga for a small little chain.
So you grew up in the streets off
I drove around those savages, like it was different. And them 90s like was different, bro. Like it was real different, man. You couldn't come outside if you really wasn't living out.
And not to get too political on camera, but like I know that's when like gangbangers started, like
late 90s, early 90s, but late 90s in the streets.
Exactly. So, and you know, a lot of quote unquote gangs started in the Bronx, in New York, to be exact, right?
Sit there.
So, growing up, rapping while being influenced by rap in the streets, did you indulge in any of these activities or like get influenced by the gang culture?
Yeah, I was part of the gang culture.
Okay. What was your decision like to join a gang at a young age? You know what I'm saying?
At first I thought gangs was corny.
Right.
Like, who all these niggas with the red on?
Yeah,
that shit was
From a Cali perspective or New York? Like,
from a New York perspective, period.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I just didn't like it.
Right.
Plus, I knew it was a lot of guys that wasn't tough, that was joining the gang to use it to bully people who wasn't really looking for no trouble.
Correct.
So I hated the guys who, you was soft yesterday, you turned blood today, and next week you cut so kid in the face who got nothing to do with nothing. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't support that part of the gang culture.
So what really made you like...
The camaraderie, the brotherhood.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Being in jail around races, groups of other nationalities, and they're oppressing my black brother, and I'm seeing this, and the gang wants to do something about it, and that made me want to join.
Okay, so that's you. I'm assuming you was a teenager, and
Well, yeah, when I came in, it was a racial thing.
Okay. That's deep. So you was in jail. So I'm assuming that you was in juvenile.
Yeah, I did DFR.
Okay, so you was in juvenile, and that's when you officially became a member.
Nah, I got proficiency with the Rikers Island.
Okay, what year was that?
97.
Oh damn, that was a minute ago. Sheesh. So I know, right? The island. For those who don't know, the island was crazy those days, man. Like it was a jungle.
It was Saurians.
Yeah.
Saurians.
Okay, and I was doing some homework. I seen that you was on an island with Mel Matrix. Man murder.
Yes.
Juvenile, y'all met in juvenile, then years later y'all just link up on some rap shit.
Yeah, I'm with Cam, he with Jeff.
Oh, that's crazy.
So I came off with Jeff. I'm like, oh shit, you with Jeff?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Organic.
What? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. So like you're in the streets. When did you start like not trying to promote that, but when did you start getting into like the aftermath of the streets? Like, you know, the streets always comes with a certain, people glorify the streets, but it comes with backlash, side effects.
Right.
When did you first experience like your mishap in the street or your obstacle?
Caught my drug charge.
Okay, how old was you?
I was like 20, like 19, 18.
Oh, damn, okay.
Man.
How did your
mom said she wasn't coming to visit me, and she stood on that.
So basically your mom didn't raise you to live that way. She didn't
Hell no.
Right, I get it.
Hell no. Mom's didn't approve of that.
Okay, and how did you come up with your name?
Jail. When I first got the comp stop. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget it. I was in C block, 7 cell. They put me in that shit. That shit was small, dirty, filthy. Mouse ran by my foot. I said, damn, bro, you in some hell right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the nigga was like, yo, what's your name? I said, hell, bro. I ran with it right there.
Well, so when do you start really taking rap serious?
Well, to rewind, I was selling crack.
Okay.
This was 2000, 99, 2000. And a friend of mine had a plug with 106 in Park. I know you familiar with that.
Of course.
I lost to a kid named Poster Boy hitting the stove, but I lost. And that shit shattered my dreams, and I went back to selling crack in London, Connecticut.
So while you outside doing what you're doing, you're always rapping in the midst of this.
Yeah. Like I'll be outside making crack sales, writing rhymes and shit.
Okay.
All right. So, but yeah, to get back to your question, I took it serious when my man Luca Brasi, who owned a Gumbo right now, that's my shout out to Luca Brasi. He introduced me to Cam. He let him hear one of my freestyles I did. And when he told me come down, meet him on the hill, I'm like, okay, this shit real. Bro, call me. It's lit. You feel me? So once I got that call and pulled up on him, already.
So what year was this? Just 01. Okay, so 01, I'm assuming like you're like early 20s, late
20s,
late teenagers. Okay.
Yeah.
So he introduced you to Cam, right? And what's the first conversation like? What's the first encounter like?
I did a freestyle over his beat.
Okay.
So
what beat was that?
The Just Fire shit, the hand with Beanie Siegel and Memphis Blitz.
Okay, so this is Cam. This is not
This is him signing to the Roc, just signed to the Roc.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Paid in Full movie just came out.
Okay, so Cam is
on fire.
He's the hottest artist in New York underground.
He on fire.
He's established and he's interested. Okay, he's jacking your.
So you know, like I got drafted. I was like some high school to the league type shit.
Yeah, I could imagine. So what made Cam really gravitate towards you? Because
it was nice.
Because he got Dipset.
I was nice.
So he was like, I
was nice. He was building a roster. Right. He had he had Joel's prize star, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Princess the Sack. He had Joel's, and Jim was just, he was like, all around CEO rapper. So, like it started with me. Like I got Joel's, and now let's.
So besides Cam and Jim, correct me if I'm wrong, you was the first one he signed.
Right.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Oh wow. So Cam signed you. So what was it like being around Cam? Because he just signed the big deal too, a Rockefeller. Rockefeller was hotter than fish grease, if you don't know.
Right.
For the younger viewers. So like, what was it like being a part of that conglomerate with Rockefeller and Dipset and the hottest artists as a young man coming up in the streets, in the trenches, you know what I'm saying?
You can't compare to it.
Because I'm assuming you was active in the street while you got caught.
It was super, bro. It was a time. It was like golden years, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like kind of like we talking about them 80s. Yo, 80, remember 88? Yeah, that was a good motherfucking year, bro. You can't really relate because you wasn't in 88. Yeah. 2001, 2002 was some special years, bro.
Right. I was young, and that's like when the rap labels really start like blowing up. You had the Def Jams, the Rockefeller, Rough Riders.
Like you got niggas who will break their neck for a rock chain today.
Yeah, I agree.
Imagine 2002, walking in Baseline Studio, Cam got the rock chain on, Hova head gambling, Dingman head snapping on the nigga. It was monumental. It's just walking in that room was just electrifying. You know what I'm saying?
So I know once that moment hit, you signed to the Rock, you pulled the baseline, it was really up after that.
It was out.
Yeah.
I have to go to jail though. Everybody know that.
We got to go to jail. So
many interviews though.
Okay. So while you're getting signed, you got to do a bid?
Yeah, I was actually out on bail for a drug charge.
Okay.
I met Cam. So we like 4 songs in, and I told him, I thought he was going to curb me, like, send out of jail.
Yeah.
He said, nah, we're going to go do that. When you come home, we're going to, it's on.
Okay. So everything is lit. You're around The Roc, you're around Jay, you're around, you know what I'm saying? Everything is going on.
I don't like talking about that situation because that's like one of the most hurtful feelings in my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I didn't want it, it happened for me.
What's the, I don't want to get too deep into it, but looking back, right, as a mature man, like what's it like looking back? That's probably one of the darkest moments, right? Like in your career, like knowing that everything is lit, you work so hard for something, watch something all your life, and then just like that, you got to go in.
You ever seen The Creed?
Yeah.
The one with the The Jonathan Majors nigga.
Yeah, that's like the third, fourth
I
one.
mean, he went to jail.
Right.
While he was the star prize fighter.
Yeah.
I felt like that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Not no jealousy shit, because I'm watching Joel's. Yeah, you gotta realize these my brothers. So like, as I'm going to jail, I'm watching these niggas become superstars.
Right.
I used to go pick Joel's up from his house. I come home, this nigga got 5 chains,
Yeah.
10 cars. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it was natural. They made the adjustment natural. You know, niggas didn't stun on me, but it was like, damn, niggas became stars while I was gone.
So your time just counting down. You know you gotta turn yourself in soon.
Yeah.
Damn. And the moment you turn yourself in, are you on rapper timing or are you on street timing?
Oh, street niggas.
So you just reverted right back to street time. So all right, let's take it back. When you got signed, was you on rapper timing or was you on street time? You was on both.
Street nigga time.
Okay, a nigga active for the street, you just got signed.
Yeah, I was outside, browsing on 145th from Broadway, selling everything under the sun. I'm outside with him. You feel me?
Okay. How do you handle that as a rapper? Because you know, they gonna test you, especially when you're a rapper. People want to see what's going on.
This was my second jail bid.
Okay.
The second one, niggas kind of like rolled the red carpet out.
Okay, so
That's the bro, that's Ruba. He go home to make something happen for us, keyword us. Leave him alone. It's not saying niggas was bothering me, but like, don't ask me to cut nobody, leave me alone. I came in who I was. Like, the magazines is coming in with my name on it. So ain't no reason why the fuck I'm gonna do anything here stupid and you can see I'm going home to something.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's no cut and dry. Nigga, I'm calling Cam in the yard. I'm calling niggas and seeing it. It was nothing to talk about. I'm going on to the movement.
Right.
So niggas ain't bothering me with nothing.
Right. Okay, so how long was you locked up?
2.5 years.
Okay. So during the bid, emotionally, what was your day-to-day? Was you coping with it well, knowing that you was gonna be good and you was in a blessed situation, or was you like, damn? Like, what was your... It was a mixed emotions, right?
It was a little bit of both. I was on gang time. I ain't gonna lie. I was in there on gang. Like, you can't run from that shit. It's just that, you know, who you are, you don't really gotta... I mean, sometimes you do, but I just didn't have to. By the grace of God, I made it up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, a lot of dudes don't make it out too.
Yeah, like, jail's treacherous, bro. Like, I ain't the toughest nigga in the world. A nigga will kill you on there. But I was blessed to be around some good guys, and I made it home peacefully.
So while you locked up, you said the set Dipset just going up.
Yeah.
Cam's going up, Jim's going up, Joel's going up. And I'm assuming Cam was keeping your name alive, right?
Right.
So how did he keep your name alive while you was gone?
Every song that I recorded, well, he put it on the Diplomat album.
Okay, so you was recording before.
Yeah, I did like 5, 6 songs before the job, so he put them all on the album. He encouraged me over nothing.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that's a Diplomatic Community album, right?
First one, correct.
Yeah.
Actually got a jail freestyle on the album, calling from jail, spitting over.
So fun fact, that's the first album I bought, Word to My Mother.
Wow.
Yeah. So how many songs you had on More Than Music? That was
like
about
5 or 6.
Okay, you was home by the time that came out.
Yeah, I was on everything. Anything that came out the camp, I was on.
Okay, so boom, you do your 2 years, and what's it like coming home? Like, what was your come out like, your let out?
Cam came and picked me up.
Okay. You picked you up, rolled the red carpet, and now it's back to business.
Stole me up, threw me a bunch of money, some jewelry, and we was back at it.
Okay. So now, looking back, what's the legacy of Dipset looking back in hindsight? Because when we think about the set as fans, you know, we think about Killer, we think about Jim, we think about GRI, we think about Ruga, we think about everything. Like, how do you view the legacy looking back as a mature, grown man in hindsight? Is it like, do you have regrets, or do you look at it like, my life is just a movie, my life is just crazy? Like, what's your perception about this Dipset period?
Good question. I think it's a little bit of both. I think the legacy could have been better, and but at the end of the day, I ain't got no regrets. It made me who I was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The places I've been, the losses I took, everything that I've been through shaped me who I am. I wouldn't change nothing. But it could have been bigger and better. Everybody know that.
Yeah. Cause like, I remember watching Killer Season, bro. I was in junior high school, man. I see you and Ken Killer Season. Like, what was Killer Season like that era? Cause you don't see a lot of rappers in movies, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's why I gotta ask, like, Cause look, you got Cam that was in Pay the Full. Now he doing Killer Season. That was like, I guess you could say Tubi movie, but it was like a platinum Tubi movie in the streets.
Even before Tubi.
Yeah, it was a platinum Tubi movie in the streets because the whole hood was on it.
Right.
So
That shit made me, that kind of boosted my career. That made me as like a star. That movie, like, everywhere I went, oh shit, Hell Rell movie, Killer Season. That kind of catapulted my career. And it was genius on Cam's behalf because, you know, he kind of followed the blueprint of the Master P's with the body movies. And,
yeah,
you know, Cash Money's with the bowler blocking. So he already understood that once the brand is big, you maximize it with clothes and video.
the hustle.
Yeah, he already knew that. You know, Dame taught him that. So, you know, he just applied that and it won.
Okay, so you mentioned Dame, right? Did him have a relationship with Dame at Rockefeller or?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of Dame's favorite diplomats.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Dame's to ride around the Maybach bumping my shit.
Oh, word?
It's a fact.
That is new
Yeah,
here.
you be surprised when I Dame like that hard shit. Look at all the niggas he signed. Look at Freeway. He was in the studio for all that shit.
Okay, so boom, what was it like? You got Dame, you got the CEO Jackie, you got Cam Jackie. So at this point, sky's the limit. You just know what's up.
Right.
So, and Dame Rockefeller. Anybody else you got along with at the Rock? 'Cause the Rock had a whole bunch of hard. You got Yang.
My guy. I met Kanye a few times.
Okay.
I walked into a few sessions, but
Was he rapping or was he producing back then?
he was producing at that time.
Did you take him? I heard he was trying to pitch the music to artists. Was you one of the artists you trying to pitch it to?
He was one of them niggas that just like straight whole time.
Okay, that was Ho's producing. That's it.
Yeah, whole fact that nigga under the deodorant.
Okay.
I was trying to get Just Blaze beat. Just Blaze was on fire back then.
Yeah, you didn't get it. You didn't get a beat.
I was on Just Blaze production. I didn't get one personal.
Okay. What was the Rock when the Rock broke up? Was you home or was you locked up?
I was on.
So you fresh home.
Mm-hmm.
What was the Rock breaking up like as a young MC and as a fan of being somebody like a Hove and Dame listen to your music? I'm sure you jack Hove just as much you jack as Dame.
Right,
What was that like as an artist and as a fan?
You know, as a fan, it kind of hurted me because, you know, I love state property. You know, I actually was pumping them niggas, listening to them before I got a deal.
Okay.
So, you know, that shit hurted me as a fan, but we had the wave at the time. So, you know, I wasn't really too worried about what nobody else was doing.
Did it affect your day-to-day life?
How? We had the wave.
Got you. Because I don't know.
Dipset, I mean, I came on in 2004. Rockefeller broke up 2004, 2005-ish, officially. Yeah. Internally, it was gone 2002. Things just didn't know.
Gotcha.
But officially, 04, 05. We was lit.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? They had their wave. No disrespect to their wave. They murdered it. But when we caught it, we just was running with our wave.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I look at it like this, bro. You know, to add on to what you were saying, groups get a 3-year wave. If you can maximize that 3-year wave and translate that into a solo career, then you won. And we've all accomplished that on some Wu-Tang shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
40 Cal, Jail Writer. We all, you know what I'm saying? It's just that we didn't come together and form Voltron like Wu-Tang. RZA was smart to, like, no matter how successful niggas get, he know how to bring each other's back for the group project.
Right.
But as far as Solo's career, we all won. No complaints.
Okay. You know, as a rapper too, like I always feel like you stood out because you had a lot of charisma in your voice and your delivery. Like, it's like you're animated, but you're not a joke. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. Yeah, it does. I get it.
Yeah. So like, what do you think made you stand out as a rap? Because I feel like when it comes to the set, your music was like, you had your own bop. So I was just like, I like this guy's voice. Like, you was entertaining. Like, you was like, you'll crack a joke here, then you say some real shit, then you say some street shit, then it's like, that was really like your profile, your brand. I felt like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, and also like, I always want to ask as a fan, how the hell you come up with the bullets on the mixtape cover?
Oh, at that particular time, all of the South artists was doing gold teeth and shit like that. And I think Buck had gold teeth on his mouth. Young Buck had a bunch of gold in his mouth on his cover. So I'm like, damn, that's dope, but I'm up north nigga. I'm a New York nigga. I gotta swag that out. Plus, I'm like a gangster, so I just fucking put a bunch of boys.
Yeah. So did you have a lot of fans in the South, or like?
Hell yeah. Well, actually, Young Dro was on my favorite. Young Dro was one of my favorite artists at the time. So
Young Dro? I was not ready to hear that.
yeah, he was on my album. My first album, T.I. Show Mad Love. Like, when I came home from jail, every cam, like, was just introducing me to the whole industry. And niggas was just showing love, and me and Dro hit it off real good. But yeah, the South was lit.
Yeah, for a fact. Now, how did the set, I'm not gonna say break up, but how did the set go separate ways? You know, like, correct from, that's like 06, 07, right?
Right.
You got Jim balling, Cam Killer Season, you doing your thing, Ryder doing his thing, Els is hot.
Right.
Why break up at the hottest moment? You know, as a fan, I was pissed off. You know what I'm saying? I'm not real with you.
I was too.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
being right there in the mix of it, I was too. And, you know, it was kind of like, you know, what's going on with Cam and Jim now was going on back then, full, like, without y'all knowing.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of weird. It's like, you know, it was weird, bro. Those was weird times because it made you feel like you had to pick a side, and that shit kind of like fuck my career up. Not fuck my career up, but it's like at that particular time when Cam was beefing with Jim, my album was coming out. Now, it was hard to get Cam to do a lot of shit that I wanted him to do for my album because he was beefing with Jim. So I caught the after effects indirectly. It wasn't intentional, but...
Because I get what you're saying, because like, with all Cam's artists, he's on all their tracks. You know, you got Els and Jim, Certified Gangsters. You got Jim and Els on Old Boy. And it's like, you're hot in the streets, but as a fan, I'm waiting for the commercial single
He's a smart guy.
from Hell Rell.
He's a very smart guy. He wasn't on my single.
Who?
Cam.
Okay.
I just said it. He was on every member's single up to mine.
Correct.
So by the time it was for him to jump on my single and making a commercial success, he was like kind of fake disgusted with everything.
Yeah, as a exec, he's probably like, it got nothing to do with you, but he's just turned off, period.
Exactly.
But you being a hustler, you from the Bronx to Harlem, that's enough for you to make it work.
That's all I needed,
Exactly. Like, he threw you in the game.
Yeah, that's all I needed. And he jumped on the album. He don't get it fucked up. He signed off for everything I needed him to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I needed him to open up a budget or if I needed him to approve this or that, he had signed off for.
Oh, at this time, you're signed to like a major Koch or like, or
You
you
could say Koch was a major operating as an independent at that particular time.
correct.
You know, we was say like an average artist, if he signed to a major, he might get 300,000 to 400,000. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And don't get no money off the album, or might get like 10 cents off the album. At Koch, we was getting $5 a record.
Damn.
So yeah, so we saw $100,000, nigga. I went hood platinum, it's $1 million.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's on the independent grind.
Right. So, you know, once he introduced me to that, he told me, he said, yo, I could take you to Def Jam, man. You know.
So looking back, would you rather like a major record deal, or you was okay with the independent grind? Because some people want a deal, they want that.
The money was good, but I feel a commercial success could have made me a better artist.
Correct.
You know.
And I commend you for saying that. Some people's ego get caught in the way. They don't want to admit that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah. I definitely would have referred that. But the money was great at that time.
Correct. Okay, so now with Cam and Jim having like political differences, like, how do you feel today when you see Cam and Jim? Like, me as a fan, being from New York, I know what time it is. These two brothers, two alpha males that just don't see eye to eye happen. So
Some Harlem shit from the Bronx.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm making it territorial, but you know New York niggas is territorial.
Yeah.
Look at Harlem niggas got a different type of ego, and everybody knows they flashy, they flamboyant, they egotistic, and those are two alpha males with those characteristics clashing. So when those type of two niggas clash, you stay out of it.
Correct.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Godzilla and King Kong arguing, you mind your business. You know what I'm saying? These
Guys,
gonna
nigga.
fuck this whole city up. Don't get low.
So,
You know what I'm saying?
so how does like seeing these, like, this is probably like the on public. I know internally a lot of shit going out. So in public, this is probably like the third, fourth incident. As a brother, as a former member of the set, like, That's just that. Does it get annoying seeing them go at it again? It's like your cousins fighting at the barbecue, or is it like, damn, like why I gotta be like this?
You just hit everybody over in the house.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? 2 years from now, you might liable to see these niggas concert or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's family shit.
Correct. So you don't take it seriously. You just look at two brothers just.
Yeah, both of your cousins start arguing at the cookout because one nigga had too much Don Julio. You know. How serious can you take that?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? To everybody who don't know them, it's a movie, but you like, look at these two mans, baby.
See, like I said, me being from New York, I know, like, I don't take it seriously, but I'm like, yo, why is it always going? Like, it's always catching the net. Like, it's always catching straight. So now, I'm gonna take it a little bit back since you mentioned Cam, and I know Cam got the show. So, like, did you grow up listening to Mace?
Yeah, everybody grew up listening to Mace. If you was an uptown nigga, I mean, we up nigga, period. Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Fuck the Mace.
Okay, because I was reading somewhere like Dipset wasn't really right. I don't know. As a fan, I always wanted to see Cam and Mace together, and then I'm like,
everybody know their story, but you know, at that particular time when Dipset was at our height, Cam didn't have no relationship with Mace.
Okay.
So we was all anti-Mace. To the him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, off loyalty. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But no take away from that. Mace is like dead nice. He was that nigga.
Right. All right, before Versus started, what was your take on Versus happening and you being a part of the legacy, and what was your take from watching Versus?
Well, I was actually at Versus.
Right.
But I wasn't at Versus.
You was, correct me if I'm wrong, you was opening up for the...
It was a fight. It was a
fight before that.
It was a heavyweight fight before that. I actually walked out the fight. Shout out to Michael Hunter.
Okay.
Yeah, I walked him out, man. Y'all right to walk him out.
Okay, now... I feel like Versus and Trilla did a great job of celebrating New York City hip hop, period.
Right, monumental performance.
Yeah, it was like
both Bruce.
Yes, absolutely. Now, obviously, the Lox won, right? And how do you feel about? Nah, no politics aside. How do you feel about the Lox winning the Versus?
Yeah, just obviously. Cause they definitely won. They was the best group that night.
Cause like before, I'm like. Dipset got it. The Lox not rocking with them. And when I watched, I'm like, damn, they got a lot of hits. Like, they got, like, I'm like, damn, the whole Bad Boy era, I forgot about that. So, and then I'm like, Dipset should have won that. Like, it just wasn't, like, with you being there, why did the Lox beat them so bad? Like, how? What do you think transpired?
And we're gonna go so bad.
Well, okay, all right, I take that back. Why do you think the Lox won?
Oh boy, what's up?
Why do you think the Lox won?
I would say song structure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We all had the same songs. I felt we both had the same catalog to kind of beat each other if the song structure was presented correctly. And them niggas came out playing. Shout out to DJ Tech. That nigga wasn't out fucking around.
Yeah, they was definitely
in came in the A game. And them freestyles, the kids freestyles.
Yeah.
Disrespect.
I'm assuming you grew up listening to the Lox too.
That's a fact.
Okay.
Shout out to kids. Shout out to the Lox. Those my guys.
How do you feel about Jim being a competitor saying that he could beat StylesP on a one-on-one versus? I'm gonna ask you, who do you think will win that versus? Because Jim is confident.
You know I gotta go home saying.
Okay.
I just gotta go home saying, but Styles is a motherfucker, man.
Right.
Speed is. You know, one of the reasons I started rapping.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we gonna go with Jim.
By default, you know that.
Okay. So, again, I feel like me as a fan, the Versus was like a great celebration. Just like I said, for hip hop and
for New York hip hop.
I was just happy that
it was COVID time. It's in the house. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to Swiss again, like you said, man. That shit was monumental, man. And I don't think they talking about bringing them back, but I think it had more of a effect because we was in the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He appreciated it more.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying?
What was the vibe like in the arena? Was it like
explosive?
Was it like a basketball game or was it like a heavyweight fight?
It's like a heavyweight fight. Right. It felt like a nigga was at the fight. You got numbers star-studded. Everybody was in the crowd. It was retarded.
Now, do you feel like you being a part of that legacy with Dipset, do you feel like you got your flowers more after the verses, or do you feel like it highlighted your career overall?
After the person?
Yeah.
I would say I gained more appreciation
Yeah.
because a lot of fans reached out and said, you know, they felt we would have had a better chance if me and J.L. Wright was there. So, you know, a lot of fans reached out and said that, so that kind of felt good.
Did you gain more fans after the verses? Like more younger fans, I should.
Like, yeah, it's a fact.
Okay.
Word.
Now, what would you describe your fan base like? Because, like,
It's weird. It's up and down. Like, I don't know. It's just, you gotta realize when you part of a traditional group like Diplomats, you gain a new fan every day. Like Wu-Tang.
correct.
You know what I'm saying? That shit is like, that bird is crazy. And the more people go back, it's like, oh shit, I didn't know Hell Rell was that nice. Or I didn't know Ruler.
So you get a lot of that. Like, you get a lot of YNs.
Or they catch up.
So how do you cater to your young fans that's just now listen to a Hell Rell?
That's a good question. Young niggas think I'm young, so I know they fuck with me. I don't know what it is. How like the young crew, like the YNs, I get what I love from the YNs. So, but I don't cater to. I don't go into their world. They fuck with my world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, like growing up, I always watched you like on DVDs. You was always on Smack, This Is 50, World Star.
That was the wave.
Yeah, and how did you come about getting on those platforms and expressing? Because I knew you for your personality. You always had like a certain type of bot to you. I was like, I like this guy, man. Like your personality was like,
on the edge.
yeah. So, like, consider how social media is now. It's a new era. Like,
Right.
how do you view it from the DVD era into today's world?
The DVD era was catching everything in real time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everything was in real time. Now you don't know if it's a skit. You don't know if these niggas rhymes dead. I don't got time to think about shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nothing was scripted back then. If you slapped a nigga on DVD, he really got slapped. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever took place on them documentaries and DVDs, it was real. I don't like scripted social media. You know what I'm saying?
When you say scripted, right, you talking about the aspect of like people putting up a persona, or you feel like the DVD era was just more authentic? Like what it is to be.
It was just more authentic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If he was beefing with a nigga, you know, it was authentic. Now these young niggas will call each other and say, let's start a beef with each other to get our numbers up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what?
But you don't think they were doing that back then, but in a different way? You don't think that somebody dissing? You didn't have nobody diss you trying to get clout in the DVDs or nothing, or?
Yeah, niggas did it. But you know, niggas did it was in-house. Like it might be a nigga from your block dissing you. And you like, man, what? Shut up, you 2 views. Nobody looking at you.
Yeah.
Now it's like, there's a nigga can make a career out of it.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't used to that. And I'm still not used to that. That shit is weird.
So how do you handle the controversy with people trying to like, potentially trying to get clout off of you or anybody, knowing that they doing it for clickbaits and stuff like that? Like, how do you navigate that? And, well, how did you navigate it?
It was shocking to me at first, but now that I understand the game, you know what I'm saying? I understand what it is, man. But I for real, bro, I'm not playing with nobody out here, man. That's why I mind my business, stay in places I don't need to be at. And then if that situation arises, I feel sorry for those people in the crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave me alone, bro. I lost my mother, my father. Like, you ever seen the movie Men on Fire? Yeah, thank you. You ever seen the movie Men on Fire?
Yeah.
Remember when they kidnapped that little girl, how fucking Denzel went crazy? I'm on that time, bro. You touch me, I'm New York, so I'm gonna fuck this city up, bro. Wherever I'm at, like, that's why I move godly, though. Respectful, humble. I know things could happen in the New York minute. I could have 20,000 in my bank account today, dollar tomorrow. I understand the laws of the universe, so I move respectfully. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. So now, I don't want to get too deep into the family stuff. Now, How did you cope with? Because you know sometimes you might be you being a rapper entertainer, you might be a voice for a reason for somebody who's going through something. How did with you losing your parent, your mother and your father, and dealing with controversy? How did you navigate through that hurdle? Because a lot of people don't make it out. You know what I'm
I
saying?
was actually at that time, I was a recreational opioid user. Meaning I'll pop a half a perk here and there. If I'm doing a show, I'll probably take a half a perk to relax. And then after losing those deaths, I turned into an addict. I was up to 3-4 pills a day. You know what I'm saying? It was tremendous weight. I was going crazy higher. You know what I'm saying? I still had money, but health was bound. I destroyed myself with the pills. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come out the house for like 7-8 months just on pills, bro.
Yeah.
Popping pills, eating horrible. And I snapped out of that shit, bro.
Music wasn't enough to cope with, or
I ain't listened to music for a whole year.
a year?
Yeah.
Damn.
My mom's and my father and my grandmother died this all in 1 year.
Oh man.
I didn't know who the fuck to cry for. Niggas, I'm getting into miscellaneous shit in the streets. Niggas playing with me online. Everything's happening at one time. I said, nah, the devil playing with me. I went cold turkey on everything. I stopped smoking weed. I stopped popping perks. Started eating healthy. I went to go see a spiritual doctor. I got a cleanser. I got my soul cleanser. And I was just moving different after that. It's like I unplugged from the matrix after that shit, bro.
Yeah, I get it. Somebody that's not from the internet world and the internet trying to attack you while you're grieving is crazy.
But it's as you know, being a celebrity so long is overwhelming, bro.
What do you mean by overwhelming?
It's just when you're going through real shit in life and you don't hide it, it affect you. A lot of stars hide what they going through. I'm the type of person I don't hide it. So, but I still gotta live this life. You know what I'm saying? My baby mother don't want to let me see my daughter for 6-7 months, and I'm gonna go downstairs. Somebody want to take a picture. I gotta be nice. I don't want to be nice that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I always wanted to ask as a rapper, how do you navigate a fan trying to like be a fan and you gotta watch out for weirdos or like, not say you got eyes, but like anybody that doesn't have the best intentions for you. How do you navigate, like what's that code switch like? Time and place for everything.
You just gotta move. You just gotta move that serious, bro, and with God. You move with God and minimize the places where you know there's some bullshit gonna happen. Just stay away from that shit.
Now, hey, you man, and I'm happy that you here living testimony because a lot of people don't make it out. You know what I'm saying? Going through so much trauma with your personal life and what you're going through, I know it could get real weird. Now, we got into your story. Now, we want to get into your future projects. Like,
Right.
Let's talk about your future projects for your fans. Let's talk about it.
Let's do it. I'm working on an album called Earn My Spot.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What does that name mean?
Well, let me break that down. It's kind of like I don't need to go to drink champs and get my flowers. I don't need to go platinum. I don't need to get a bunch of awards. I earned my spot and my fans solidify that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And you know, I could be fucked up, mentally stressed out, and I get a DM from somebody saying, yo, I was overseas, Iraq doing 2 tours, and your mixtape got me through.
Right.
Nah, that my I was in medical school to be a doctor. I was stressed out, and your album helped me become a doctor.
Oh, wow, it's deep.
This the type of shit I get.
Nah,
So I don't get the awards or I don't get the big shit, but those little, accolades right there proves that I earned my spot.
I like that. When are we going to select the project?
I'm dropping sometime June.
Major or independent?
Independent. I own all my masters, everything I own. I got all my albums back. I own everything. So everything is independently under my label, Ruger Music ENT.
Okay. Would you ever sign a major or you're not interested?
Nah. That wave is over.
Sheesh.
Every artist that that's major right now will love to go independent. Meek just went independent. French Montana just went independent. Drake will love to go independent.
Would you sign like a major distribution deal or you
Major distribution deal.
Okay.
Give me like 5-10 million for my label.
Correct.
And I probably still won't want to do that because right now, the way it is, like you can make some money, real good money independently without a label push.
Correct. So you mentioned your label. Are you looking to sign artists?
Hell yeah, I'm looking for artists. I'm looking for R&B artists. I'm looking for rappers. Like, that's what I said. Like, I do a lot of shit for a lot of artists behind the scenes. I want no accolades for it. You know what I mean? Like, one of my producers, he did a beat on Pop Smoke album. Shout out to my
Which album?
So, the last one I just came out.
Yeah, the album.
The Smoke Clear joint.
Okay.
That got like 4 times platinum.
Okay. Which record?
She did Diana.
Okay. Oh, that's a good. Okay.
Yeah, so you know, we into that. We into getting producers product placements. So if you hot, you got some beats, and you tell the niggas that they don't believe in you, send them in mrrugerell@gmail.com or contact the bro. Let's get it in.
That's fine. We love that. So
Yeah.
okay. Any upcoming collabs or not?
JR Writer got an album coming out together.
Fine. When can we expect
It's
that?
called Double Trouble. We're gonna drop that sometime July. It might be a 4th of July remix. I mean 4th of July.
You and J.R. Ryder, like y'all like the opposites, cause like he has like a higher pitched voice, but that's what makes it sound so fire.
Right.
Like Gorilla Know, like you like the opposite, so y'all like safe to say like y'all like yin and yang when it comes to this rap shit.
Yeah.
And now y'all was always closer. Like was that by default of like y'all be inside the same time?
I knew JR Writer before we got signed.
Okay.
Like, we used to always be in, like, in the same circles, freestyle and shit like that. That was my little brother before that. Yeah.
And ironically, he just got signed to the same group that.
What a coincidence.
Okay. Nah, universe don't lie.
Yeah, don't.
Okay, so collab project from J.R. Ryder.
Yup.
Okay.
Solo joint, earned my spot, and I'm putting out Streets Wanna Know Part 2. If you're a real fan of me and you're familiar with my Streets Wanna Know project I put out before, I'm putting out Part 2.
Okay, that's fire. And to wrap it up, so you mentioned J.R. Ryder project.
And Jim Jones will be at Summer Jam, and I might sneak up on that stage.
Oh, well, that's a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Okay, so you Jim been collabing.
That's my brother, yeah.
Okay. So much. I didn't think that that you was still working with Jim.
Shout out to Jim. That project he just put out was crazy on the church steps.
Yeah,
Holding the bird down. You know what I mean? Salute to Jam. Copper he been putting on.
So could we expect to see a Jim Rell collab song? Cause the streets will love that.
Yeah. He gonna be on the album. I'm
Okay, that's fire. Shout out to Capo.
So matter of fact, I definitely might release something. We got something to talk. I definitely might release something next coming week.
Okay, now you know I gotta ask.
Talk to me.
Are we gonna get something with Ken?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know about that. All right, but Cam is own man, bro. You know, that's the brick, bro. He got his show. Shout out to Cam. It is what it is, but I don't think he on Wizard Town right now.
Okay, how about Els? Anybody else in the group?
Shout out to Al's. I ain't speak to him in a few, but no, I don't think he on that.
Okay. All right, man. Rell, take your time again. I've been a big fan. I've been watching you since I was 11, 12, Killer Season, More Than Music, The Black Beauty, Golden Triangle.
Okay.
Big fan. I've been locked in, bro. And as a fan, you know, I got to say, as a fan and consumer, I want to see more music. You know what I'm saying?
Say no more.
I want consistency. I bump J.R. Ryder, you. Like when I'm in a different vibe, I'm in the gym, I got to listen to Ryder. I got to listen to Jim. I listen to that old music. You know what I'm saying? I like the old music mixed in. And I like my favorite song recently from you was Baking Soda.
Okay.
Baking Soda, yeah.
All right.
That's my shit.
Shot that.
That's my shit. I want to see more of that. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no more.
Yeah,
Listen, man. Like you know, like I said, I put out 10 independent projects, and a lot of these companies then did bad business for my projects. So you know, I'm just in a court of suing people and getting projects bad and getting my masses. So I just been all business this year. But trust me, we lit, and there's new music coming out this summer.
All right, cool, man. Hell Rell, you signed out. Conduit Media. I appreciate your time. All right, brother?
Thank you, my brother.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.